Urbanna Town Council meeting. Should I start again?
No, you're good.
This Thursday, December 14th, 2023. Let's have a call to order. I'm afraid that Sandy may think it's a 7 o'clock meeting rather than a 6 o'clock meeting, but she's not answering her phone. So
Okay.
roll call. Mary Hanson,
Here.
Alana Courtney,
Here.
Bill Goldsmith here, Larry Tuning
Here.
Beth Justice
Here.
Marjorie Austin
Here.
having a quorum. Let's stand for the pledge. Yes, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Having been moved and seconded, is there any discussion? All right, let's have a vote. Mary,
Yes.
Alana Courtney,
Yes.
Mayor says yes. Larry,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Marjorie.
Yes.
All right, moving right along. On the reports. Mine may take up the bulk of the reports because of the different things that are on there, and we've got some awards to give out. So first of all, we want to thank Maribel, Michelle, and Steve for their extra effort on making the December 2nd town events and parades special. Thanks also go out to Martha and Roy for holding down the fort at the town hall while Tabor Park was and the town hall were decorated. And we should also give out a great thanks to the underappreciated volunteers that really make these events happen and that make Urbanna the place that it is. In keeping with that, I have thank yous for some of those volunteers. First of all, Jim and Sandy Hayes. Marjorie Austin has
Wow.
Beth Justice
Oh, really?
and Mary Hanson.
Oh, yeah. Let's see now.
Oh, that's a good thing about a surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Next on the list, the pool committee met and Mr. Kime presented as a gesture of completion the mound of documentation that signifies the end of pool construction. It's been winterized, the cover has been installed, and the next step going forward is for the town staff to start working on staffing and operations so that we'll be open next Memorial Day. As was reported, we are working with the YMCA to acquire guards, and I have reached out to Angela Walton, who was the Barracudas coach years ago, to try to reconstitute swim families so we can have a swim team. Between the files that are on the current common hard drive and the ones on the recovered hard drive, we have the basic rules and procedures that can be adjusted to meet our current needs. The town owes a huge debt of gratitude to Christiane Zavino, Sue Warner, Barbara Hartley, Marnie Hart, Garth Wheeler, and Roy Kime for seeing this project through over the last, in the cases of most of the staff or the people involved in the committee, the last 4 years. And we thank you all for a beautiful first-rate facility that will be a hub of summer activity in this town for generations to come. And with that being said, I want each of you to get certificates of appreciation for the town. Marnie Hart. Well, Sue Warner's got one here too. Barbara Hartley. Christiane Zavino. I'm so sorry. Roy, you want me to just throw it?
Yeah. I'll get it later.
And we'll get it to Sue Warner as well. Yeah, I mean I hope everybody has gone down to Tabor Park and looked at that pool because it really, Tabor Park right now between the pool and the pavilion spring freshening for the playground, it's going to be as good as any little town park anywhere around here. And there's just no question about it.
And the parking lot's really nice too.
Right, exactly.
And the landscaping.
What's that? Public comment.
Sure.
The first meeting in January will be an organizational meeting to fill committee positions and set the schedule for next year. Volunteers, as I said, are a vital part and necessary part of what makes this community what it is. The parks wouldn't be as nice without the work of Jim and Sandy Hayes and Jim's brother and the other people that they garner together to make those parks and displays what they are. And there's always an event where somebody like Eric Fodry or Mike Jolly is pitching in to get things done. And we're always looking for people to do that kind of stuff. And that's going to be true with the pool going forward. And actually, Mr. Chalemi, your headline above the fold next week should be town looking for pool manager and for lifeguards. Okay. That would be the Christmas present you could give to the town.
And how amazing the rest of us are.
And yes, and to say how amazing everybody on this council and the town staff is. That being said, I know it has also been rumored that I wanted this job as town administrator full time. I never did, do not. I've also heard rumors that Martha's leaving, and that's also not true. And so with that, I would like to turn the meeting over to Mr. Costin, our new town administrator. And hopefully we will move on to what will become Bill and Ted's great adventure.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everybody. Mr. Mayor and honorable members of council, you have before you this evening my report. Please know that standing here before you this evening, I remain grateful for the continued warm reception I've received from all, and that I continue to familiarize myself with several topics and processes. On that note, in the near future, I intend to offer some suggestions on agenda and application deadlines to assure appropriate review time by the staff as well as reviewing and approving authorities. Since doing the report that's before you this evening, I'll let you know that on Wednesday, I met with the executive director of the Middle Peninsula Planning District Commission, Louis Lawrence, and I attended the town's planning commission meeting where, among other things, Teddy was discussed. I love that name. And though I have not met Teddy, I have seen Teddy. But that a very insightful meeting there. I'd be happy to take any questions that you all have at this time.
Just take Teddy a carrot the next time you go down.
I'll do that. Are they in season? Yes. Okay. I'll take them.
Carrots and apples. He
Okay.
loves them.
They're always at sea.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Michelle, treasurer's report.
Not as tall as some people.
Pull it down.
Pull it. There you go.
Okay. My treasurer's report was a part of the packet that was given out to you. And some of the additions that I would like to mention is that at this point, we have collected 99% of the 265,000 billed for real estate. Personal property is lagging a little bit behind at 75%. The Oyster Festival meals tax, so to date, we have 11,400. There was 24 vendors, and out of those 24, literally one half has paid. The due date, though, for those is not until December the 20th, so we still have time for them to submit. And I'd also like to say that the pool replacement account, moving those funds in 7 months, we made $13,736 just in interest. So that was a good move. I appreciate all the kind words for all the activities and the taxes. You know, it all hits at once. It's bill taxes, Oyster Festival, more taxes, Christmas, and it just keeps rolling. So it was suggested that I track my hours, and I literally did this time. And I'm just a little bit shy of 90 hours since
Wow.
tax time that I've spent working on all the extras.
Thank you
So-
very much for everything you've done. You and Steve.
Does anyone have any questions in regards to any of the financials? All right, then thank you very much.
Great job.
All right. Barbara, did you have anything else to add for pool? Project Funding Committee, Sandy is not here. Like I said, I'm afraid that she may have thought it was 7 o'clock because she's not answering
Yeah.
the phone, but that concerns me. And I know she is still working to get more funds. We're in a fortunate position in that we haven't had to, well, it's tax time, so we're getting funds in. We haven't met all the donations needed to actually fund the pool out of the stuff that we had set aside, but because we're in tax time, because we have a little bit of a windfall with respect to the sale of the town hall because of some bank franchise tax increases. We have the money to cover the pool, but it would be nice to replenish those so we can decrease what we have to pay on this building and some of these other things, but we've got the transient funds to get it done. So I don't want anybody to think that we're done trying to get donations for the pool. There's still people could still buy charter memberships. People could still, not too late to use their required minimum distribution from their IRA to give money through the UBI so that they get a full tax deduction and we get the full amount. But it really is something that
Here she comes.
is quite an amazing thing that we were able to pull off to get a pool in this town. So I'll leave that for, oh,
Here she comes now.
come on in. Let the
Did you
record,
think we were 7?
let the record show that Sandy Sturgill showed up
Has
at
entered the room.
6:14, just in time to,
Right.
I already said some things about project funding, but
Project funding
you-
report.
Well,
I have a good reason for being late.
I,
Okay.
I hope it involves money for the pool.
It does.
Oh, good.
It does. It does.
There's a check.
Well, late this afternoon, we got $30,000.
Oh.
Yay. Was that already pledged money?
No, it was not
Not pledged money, new money.
new money.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you want to give my whole report?
Yeah, do it.
Okay,
You came in at the perfect time. I stalled enough that you can
did.
give you a report.
okay. All right, so we've gotten a total from the Urbanna beautification of 131,343. The outstanding pledges to UBI are 30,500. And they're from people that I feel like we're going to get very soon. The town of Urbanna has collected 41,583. So that gives us a total of $203,426.
Wow. Can you repeat that?
Isn't that great?
Good job,
Okay.
Sandy. Good job.
Well,
What was the total again? The total?
the total is 203,426.
Does that include the 30 that was just given?
I included the 30, what the town has collected.
I see.
Yeah.
And
so that's
131.
Total donations.
Okay.
So, no, I got a call this afternoon from a relative of the Marshall family, and that was late this afternoon. And she said that the trust fund had released it. And they
Wow.
had done another 25.
Oh, that's
And then another
wonderful.
5 came in.
That's great.
So
Excellent.
that's great.
Thanks for being late.
I was printing this.
All right. Planning Commission.
Water committee.
Planning Commission is
Oh,
not having,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
It should have been water.
Go
and-
ahead.
And that also is me. All right, water, Kimley Horn is working on the bid structure and requests for phase 2 of the well 6 project. And that's the phase that does the fencing, the security, the pumps, the making the hole in the ground actually be functional is what that amounts to, and then providing security and up-to-date systems. Sidner Hydro did a random testing of 10 homes on the water system for lead and copper level, and our water system was well within necessary limits. So that's good news. Well number 3 wasn't working, and we are going to need that as a backup well until well 6 comes online. And we tasked Sidner with the doing the minimal necessary to make it functional, so that we have a backup. And then we also have radon testing on the new well that's still pending. Anything else that we need to add? All right.
How long does it take to get the radon testing back?
I don't know. We've known that they pulled the water for that, a
Yeah,
couple of weeks ago.
The water has been pulled and it's been sampled, or the sample has been sent to the testing laboratories, and we just haven't gotten the results yet. And that's been a month since they took the test.
Okay.
And nobody's, banging on the door.
Yeah, nobody said, stop drinking that water.
That's right.
Okay. Now, Planning Commission.
Okay, Planning Commission had 2 public hearings on Tuesday. One was pertaining to a special use permit application from Marty Hart pertaining to her miniature horse Teddy. And the Planning Commission heard public comment, had discussion, and it has voted to forward the matter to council for a further consideration and to schedule a public hearing. So that's what we're doing now, is we're referring it to council for to be docketed and for a public hearing, hopefully before our January town council meeting, so that we can vote on it.
Do you have a recommendation?
Yes, the recommendation was to approve it. Yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
With
No, that's
some
fine.
Were there
conditions.
any complaints?
But pardon, oh, yeah. Not really. There were some
Probably-
stipulations.
Probably need to avoid going into a public hearing. Hold the comments until you go to the.
Public hearing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Do we have
Yeah.
time before,
Thank you.
do we have time before the end of the year to do a public hearing just for the items?
We decided that maybe that wasn't a good idea because it might not feel to citizens as though they had a fair opportunity to see the notice and to participate. So we want to try to do it as absolutely as early as possible in January so that we can have it before the next council meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Anything else, Ted, I need to do on that? Okay. All right. The second matter that we had a public hearing for was a special use permit by Small Town Burger. And again, we had a public comment presentation by the applicant and discussion by the Planning Commission. And we voted to approve their application again with some stipulations. And that we wish again for council to be referred to council so that we can schedule a public hearing, probably at the same time in January.
Okay.
And otherwise, there was no planning commission meeting. We did have a celebration to thank Roy Keim for his service on the planning commission and for all of the guidance that he's provided for us while he has been here working for the town of Urbana.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for dinner
You're welcome.
and the gift.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll miss you.
I'll be around.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm only laughing because I'm looking at your resignation letter, and I have to say that I didn't read it obviously completely at this point because it was addressed to Dr. William Goldsmith, but it was also noted to Mayor Goldberg, which
Goldsmith,
so-
Goldberg.
exactly. There's jokes about that in the Titanic, actually.
Uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
you know, anyhow, under personnel, as a lot of you are aware, and I'll just read the letter. Mr. Keim is leaving his official capacity in zoning as of December 29th of this year. And it says, Dear Mr. Goldberg, I am tendering my resignation as the town administrator, assistant treasurer and water manager, and other titles and duties have been assigned to me by the town of Urbana effective December 29, 2023. It has been a pleasure to serve the town, first on an interim basis and then full time, but I think my contributions to the town are no longer needed. And so the agenda item here is to accept Mr. Keim's resignation with gratitude for the hard work that he has put into his time as a zoning administrator, water expert, and other duties as we have thrown his way. Do I have a motion
Mayor.
to do that?
Mayor,
Yes,
should the resignation be effective the 31st as opposed to the 29th?
I don't know.
Makes no difference to me.
I think probably because the 29th is Friday.
Yeah, the 29th is a Friday.
Well, but
Is
you
there-
don't, I think for payroll, it's probably easier if it ends on the 31st.
31st.
All right,
Well, 30th and 31st is Saturday and Sunday.
right.
So
Yeah, he's only gonna get paid through the Friday anyway, right?
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I just wanted him to get paid.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I did too. That's what I said.
I'll make the motion to accept Roy Keim's resignation effective December 29th, 2023.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Discussion.
Any discussion?
Mr. Kynes, I think you're selling yourself short by saying that we no longer need your contribution. Your contribution is much. And if you were still with us, we'd still be getting those contributions from you. And I appreciate all you've done.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
If it salves that wound, Mr. Keim and I have had a discussion and he has agreed as a town resident to stay on finance and the water committees going forward as the committees get formed and he is approved by council in the new year.
Fantastic.
good.
Thank you, Roy.
Roy. Thank you.
All right, so any other discussion? Let's have a vote. Alana,
yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Bill says yes, Larry,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
and Marjorie.
Yes.
The motion passes. All right. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? No, no sign, okay. That means no response, I guess. Old business. No. New,
I just want to comment, I guess this is a little bit. Paul Malone left a while back, left the community,
right,
and I don't think much was said about it at the council. Maybe it was. I
Yeah.
may be wrong, but-
Yeah, we
You
talked
did?
about
Yes,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
right.
Well, it's to note that it's being said again, what a wonderful job he did.
absolutely.
Over the years that he was here, so.
Absolutely.
Right,
He was
I
a
don't-
real asset, and his Mitchell Map lecture on the DVD is a treasure.
Uh-huh. I spoke to him the other day. He's doing great. Good. He's
Uh,
feeling good. He's
yeah.
doing well. Good.
Dr. Busco has been watching the tapes in hopes that he can do as well.
I'm sure he will. He'll do well.
We're hopeful that's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
But Paul Malone's wonderful.
He was.
Yep.
Was.
Yep. He really got into the part.
Yes.
All right. New business is just to inform that the first meeting in January, which is January,
We don't have it.
He
We,
let-
we have.
we have to
If
do
you
a
want to
date.
do the normal, it would be,
It'd be the second Thursday.
it would be the 11th,
So
January 11th.
January 11th. The plan is to have it January 11th
Mhm.
At
at
6.
6 o'clock in the town hall chambers. Meeting that will be the organizational meeting where we will discuss the times and dates of the meetings going forward and revisit whether we want to have true work sessions and then a meeting. I'm not sure that it saved the staff any time really
Nope.
to have just the town council meeting and the whole thing together. And so I think if we just pick one or two items to discuss as a work session on the second Thursdays and then a formal meeting to vote, pass motions, or do what we need to do on the third, that we can make them short and be thinking about 6 o'clock versus 7 o'clock, so we get out earlier, if that works for everyone. But do we have to pass anything or just notify?
We
Yes,
have to make a.
is there a motion to set the organizational meeting for the Urbana Town Council on January the 11th at 6 p.m. at council chambers?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all right. Moved and seconded. Do I have any further discussion? All right. Marjorie,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
I say yes. Alana, Mary,
Yes.
and Sandy.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Mhm.
All right. Andrea, are you reading the closed meeting or am I doing
I
it?
am. I am. And I just, for purposes of public information, we got an inquiry about the motion not being on the agenda. It is not required to be on the agenda. We usually do try to do it, but sometimes it's not always possible to get it on there. So just wanted to let everybody know that there was no legal violation there. Is
I'm
there a
sorry.
motion?
I'm confused. Are you talking about the motion to go into closed meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a motion to go into closed meeting pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A8 for the discussion with legal counsel regarding state law requirements pertaining to the Board of Zoning Appeals and discussion of a specific contractual matter, and pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1 for the discussion or consideration of candidates for recommendation to the Circuit Court for appointment to the BZA?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Sandy Sturgill seconds. Any discussion? All right. Marjorie Austin,
Yes.
Beth Justice,
Yes.
Mary Tuning,
Yes.
Bill Goldsmith, yes. Alana Courtney,
Yes.
Mary Hanson.
Yes.
Sandy Sturgill.
Yes.
All right. Short and sweet.